Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here, and this is my video on Rick and Michonne. Okay, so, as most of you know, in last episode from last week, Carl died. And we've seen from previews and from trailers that we're going to see a lot of Rick and Michonne's reactions to that, and how they're going to be dealing with that. And for me, I think we're going to get some pretty emotional stuff in the last 7 episodes of the season, and possibly even into season 9, although I'm sure that season 9 will probably be years later, but still, this is something that's never going to completely fade away. The changes that happen to Rick and Michonne will never completely fade away. It'll never completely go back to the way it was. They still have Judith, they still have their communities of people. But to Rick and Michonne, Carl was probably the biggest thing. Maybe Carl and Judith, and that was it. And Carl's dead. When I watched the episode last Sunday, I was kind of disappointed with Rick. It seemed like it was, I don't know, it was like Glenn died, or Tyrese died, or T-Dog died, or Beth died. It was like that kind of reaction, and it should have been, maybe I was expecting something a little different because it's Carl. But I watched Ronnie Hayes' video the other day where he discusses this episode, and he made a good point that I hadn't thought about, that Rick was doing what he needed to be doing even though Carl was dying, even though Carl was sick. Rick was still comforting him and keeping his shit together and being calm, because these are Carl's final moments. Rick doesn't want Carl to see him go crazy. Just imagine how bad that would make Carl feel. So Rick was still comforting Carl. Just because your child is slowly dying of a disease, that doesn't mean you stop doing your job as a parent, which is comforting them and being there for them. Even if there's no hope for recovery, you still have to do your job for them, because they are still alive, even if it is their final moments. So I understand Rick, Rick being okay and keeping it together. Michonne actually had a harder time keeping it together. She just wanted to sob uncontrollably. She barely was able to contain herself, and she cried a lot in that episode. And I think with the next episode, with the next 7 episodes, we're going to see a lot of Rick and Michonne's reactions. I think that Michonne's going to be more physical. She's going to take her anger out on walkers. She's going to take her anger out on saviors. I think with Rick, what I would like to see is a couple of episodes of him. I think for right now, what Rick is doing is he's accepted it, because we saw him talk about it in the last episode. He's accepting that Carl was dying. He's accepting what happened. He's accepting that Carl needs to be buried, that there's no hope, that they still need to save everyone else. He's going to honor Carl's wishes and communicate, and he accepts the fact that Carl is gone on a surface level. But I don't think he's accepted it all the way. I don't think the gravity, the realness of just accepting it deep within, that his son is dead. I don't think that's happened yet, because right now Rick is still moving things along. He's moving things along. He's moving the war along. He's still making logical decisions. He can still communicate with characters and still do normal things and fight the saviors and everything. But what I want to see is, I want to see that snap. I want to see Rick really take it in and realize that Carl's gone, that his son is gone, and then see him go crazy. I want to see that. It doesn't have to be like with Lori, but I do want to see at least a moment where Rick just goes crazy, batshit insane, worse than Michonne. Well, maybe Michonne can be just as bad, but both of those characters, I want to see them have a moment where they go batshit insane, because for Rick, his son is dead, and for Michonne, pretty much her son is dead. Carl was pretty much her son or her best friend, you know, whatever. But I want to see them have a moment where they go crazy. We know from the trailers that Rick and Negan are going to get into a fist fight. Instead of hearing Rick say, "I'm going to kill you for the 35th billionth time," I want to see Rick like beat Negan within an inch of his life. I want to see Rick win the fight. I don't want it to be like, fuck the whole slitting his neck thing in the comics, because they're probably not going to have Rick get his leg broken. So we don't need the slicing Negan's neck, because then Dr. Carson has to be there and everyone has to be there like the comics. I want to see a one-on-one Matrix Revolutions Dragon Ball Z showdown between Rick and Negan. I want to see Negan get hurt. I want to see Negan get a black eye, some cuts, some bruises on his face. He hasn't really gotten hurt. In the past year and a half of the show, he has done nothing but rain terror on everyone, kill people, threaten to kill people, upset everyone, and he's pretty much gone through all of that unscathed. I know he's gotten punched in the face a couple of times, and Lucille got shot, but I want to see him. I want to see Rick beat Negan within an inch of his life, and then that's the moment where Rick decides not to kill him. Or, you know, maybe that's leading up to the moment. You know, Rick doesn't quite know what to do. Maybe he's more valuable as a prisoner for the moment. It's not necessarily the moment where he decides to let Negan live, but he can at least let all that out. But anyway, those are just my thoughts. That's what I would like to see from Rick and Michonne. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. Guys, we are at 49 subscribers right now. 49. That's a lot. This channel has only been going for 3 months. 49 subscribers is a lot. That's pretty much a fifth of 250. 250 is the first goal. One more and we're at 50. That's a fifth. That's 20% of my first goal. That's a fifth, guys. We can do this. Please, just if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. If someone else wants to hit the subscribe button, tell them about my channel and the Walking Dead videos that I make, and to ask them to subscribe. Sorry, I'm stuttering. I just I've been talking a lot today and worked like 9 hours at my job. But please, if you have any interest whatsoever, subscribe or comment or like or share this video with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, anything. Every little bit of support helps. Anything, you know. If you've watched this video all the way through, that's support. I really appreciate that. And just, you know, the more subscribers I get, the more things I'm going to do with this channel. I'm going to buy more software and it can just continue to expand things. So, and once we get to 250, I'm going to make a really badass like celebration video. So please, any of you that are interested, hit that subscribe button and help me get to my first goal of 250. We're pretty much at 50. We're at 49. One more and it's 50. So help me get to 250. That's the first goal. I really appreciate it. Whether or not anyone does it, I appreciate it. Anyway, I'm Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye!